Okay, so to make a form using Google Forms, first you'll want to navigate to forms.google.com and you'll see this sort of home page with any forms that you've made before and the option to create a new form. So you'll want to click on blank to start a new form, and this is going to bring you to the section where you can add all of your questions. You can add images to your question by clicking on this button here, and you can choose which type of question you want to make for each of the options here. A short answer, a paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop down, etc. So you'll want to give your form some kind of title that has to do with the story that you're writing. So let's say that you were writing a story about mental health of students at FIU, and you wanted to survey students about their experiences using the campus mental health service. Then you might want to title this form something like Mental Health at FIU. You could also add a description letting everybody who responds to this survey know exactly how you're going to use their responses, how you're going to protect their anonymity, and all of that, when they could expect the story to be published, that sort of thing. For now, I'm just going to type a short description here that says responses to this form will be kept private. Obviously, you would want to add more detail than that. The magic of Google Forms is actually the questions themselves. You'll want to add a variety of questions, ones where people can type in their answers in any format that they want, can be done with the short answer or the paragraph type of question. So let's say we have a paragraph question type here, and we could just write something like, what have your experiences been like as a student at FIU with mental health? And then anyone who responds would have the option to write as much as they want. Now let's say we want another question. All we have to do is click on this little plus button over here, and now maybe we would want something like a linear scale where we want the student to rate your experience on a scale of 1 to 10. This is just an example. You can format it however you want, where 1 is a poor experience and 10 is an excellent experience, something like that. You could also make certain questions required so that nobody can submit your survey without filling it out, and so on and so forth. You can add 5 questions up to 10 questions, and you'll have a pretty good response rate. An important thing about Google Forms is that you'll want to record your responses in a Google spreadsheet. So in the Responses tab up here, you're actually going to want to click on this little green button that says Create Spreadsheet when you hover over it. Click on Create Spreadsheet, and then using the default option of Create a New Spreadsheet, you'll want to give this a title that means something. So maybe Mental Health Survey Responses. This will automatically be saved to your Google Drive. As you can see, it's going to open it up, and any response that anyone answers will be updated here automatically for you. So we gave this a title here, right? But over here on the top left, it still says Untitled. If that happens to you, you can just click it once like I did just now, and that'll make it so that it will update the title for you. And as you can see, it says all changes have been saved in Drive, so it saves automatically. So now we've got our responses in Sheets, and we can verify that because we can open up the Google Sheets responses. And the last thing we need to do once we've finished filling out all of these questions is click on the top right purple button that says Send. And then you'll want to click on the second option that says Link, this little icon here. You don't have to automatically collect the respondent's email. You can ignore that. All you need is this link here. If you click the box for shorten URL, it'll be even easier. Then you can copy this link, and that's what you would use to send out to people to actually collect some responses. This is also what you would submit for your assignment if you need to submit a link to a Google Forms for an assignment. This is the link that you need. If I were to copy this and then open it in a new tab, I can see what anybody else would see when they fill out my survey. And I can even fill it out and write in my own responses and submit. So that's what they would see. Once I have a response, now I can see in my spreadsheet, my own response has been recorded. And in the responses tab of the form itself, I can see that it automatically generates some data visualizations that show how many people responded and what their responses were. This is going to be very useful for you when you start making visualizations for class. And that's it. That's all it takes to make a form with Google Forms.